In this huge Ethereum warning video, the Ethereum price is currently breaking towards the downside. The price prediction for Ethereum could have you alarmed, so make sure you stick around till the end of the episode for that. Let's dive into it, guys. So we can see that Ethereum has been in this upwards trend ever since the 21st of November, and what we are seeing happening right this second is extremely alarming for the Ethereum price. Bitcoin also showing something similar, and we'll jump across to look at that in just a moment. I talked about the other day the importance of this grey zone through here and saying that we would likely not be able to breach this. If we were able to breach this area, then we would find resistance, stiff resistance up here at around the 1349. But currently, guys, we have shown something a bit alarming. We dipped towards the downside, we took the liquidity, we ripped down, we took the liquidity again, and now we're showing a strong position, a sell-off, as the US dollar continues to show strength. Before we look at the Ethereum price prediction for today, let's jump across and see if Bitcoin can give us any more clarity. So interestingly, on Bitcoin, you're seeing something very similar showing here. Now, slightly different rising wedge pattern we've got for Bitcoin. Now, obviously, guys, if you take the bottom end of this trend line and you put it, and you try to manipulate it, ultimately, you could potentially see a bounce here from Bitcoin. If we're seeing a bounce here from Bitcoin, then we are going to see positive things from Ethereum. But actually what we're seeing is the breach of this low. What I would expect to see is a comeback, a retest, and a further sell-off, which I think would bring Bitcoin down at least 5% to this low here, but anticipate coming down to this low, maybe even breaking those lows. If we're breaking these lows through here, guys, and we are targeting into the sort of the 15,000s sort of area, and I'll bring you an update as and when that happens, because the effect of that on Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market is going to be dramatic. Jumping into Ethereum, why I think that Bitcoin is actually not faking us out is because Ethereum is showing this strong push already towards the downside. Now, what we've got here, guys, is sort of the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. Okay, head here, a couple of shoulders. Now, it's obviously a bit messy, but what you can see is we came down, we broke the line before, we come up and retested, and we had a wick towards the upside. This particular wick here, I've talked about it in my Telegram group, guys, which is linked down below in the description if you want to go and find out more. I've talked about this before on a Bitcoin chart, showing that when we get a big wick like this towards the opposite direction, it tends to indicate a liquidity grab and a shove. Potential here for an Ethereum sell-off as we look into the Ethereum Bitcoin chart is potentially pretty drastic, guys. If we are seeing Ethereum and Bitcoin taking a plunge, you will see this chart, the value of Ethereum falling very heavily against Bitcoin, because Ethereum obviously has a smaller market cap and therefore will take bigger plunges when the prices drop. So what's causing all this? I hear you cry. Well, this is the US dollar, guys. I've talked about the importance of the US dollar continuing for downside action for Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. to rally. But we can see that in this green box, which I've talked about many times, we have seen a very big shove in a bullish direction from the US dollar. Will we continue to see a shove if we're breaking this particular pattern here and seeing something like this for the US dollar? Then we'll be climbing back to this level for the US dollar, and that will have a massive drawdown effect on crypto. Don't worry, guys, even if the market is down, you can still make money trading crypto by shorting the market over on fairdesk.com, which is linked down below in the description. If you come across to that link, then you can get up to a $600 bonus for your deposit. You can use the bonus to trade with and then have an absolutely risk-free trade. But obviously, guys, trading is risky, so be cautious of trading if you're inexperienced in trading. If you're inexperienced, however, there is a great feature. You can do copy trading, which allows you to copy traders who are already making a significant gains. You can see some of the people here over the last 3 weeks have been making 100%, 97% of their accounts. And just by clicking a couple of buttons, you can then follow them on their trading and make successful gains along with them with absolutely no effort on your behalf. There's tons of fantastic features, as well as a $600,000 giveaway for the World Cup. So head down through the link in the description to check out Fairdesk today. So obviously, guys, I'm aware that you've come to this video to know more about what's happening in Ethereum. The reason I look at those other charts is because they are essential to give us a bigger picture. The broader picture is very, very important. Now, one thing I want to talk about in terms of where this might end up. Obviously, if Bitcoin bounces, we could just see a fake out and a continuation towards the upside, right? Something like this, which could potentially happen, guys. I'm not saying that there's no guarantee that will happen. We just have to react to that as it does. But what we would like to look at, and I talk about these regularly on this channel, is potential for order blocks. And where we're going to identify where our order blocks are, and then where potentially we could be looking for trades or buys back up to the upside. So what we're looking for in this scenario is big rallies from a particular position. So we've got one here, We had another big rally out of here. And then, you know, each time consolidation rally. Okay, so each of these shows me areas at which we're likely to slow down. Now, it depends on whether we get into an area, show bullish momentum and reverse, as to whether we do. If we're breaking through each layer, we're going to be coming to the next one, and then potentially end up in the last one, which is literally our last gasp hope, guys, of saving us from falling well below $1,000. So to be honest, guys, I'm anticipating seeing a continued strength from the US dollar for a little bit longer at least. So I would anticipate the Ethereum price falling towards this anticipated target at the bottom here. From current prices, you're looking at 12%. Now, actually, does that really matter for us? Well, if you're already into Ethereum, then you probably are holding for Ethereum, and you have been holding on for dear life for quite some time. Would we anticipate coming down further? Well, we have got this bottom that came in like all the way back in June earlier on this year. So potentially you could see a further dip into this area. But it's not all doom and gloom, guys. There's something I really want to show you that has me excited. So this is why I don't think it's all doom and gloom. And weirdly, it's a news story that's saying that Bitcoin could drop to 5K. Now, my idea on why this is not necessarily the worst thing in the world is when we were at the top of the markets, in sort of the last couple of years, we were each time seeing big banks, JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, etc., saying that Bitcoin was going to go to 150, 300k, and the next day you saw it dump. The reason for that is they need to get liquidity. They need to get people to buy into the market so that they can sell the market. Right now, when we're starting to see news like this, I start to get kind of excited, start to get bullish. These banks are obviously extremely smart. They control the big moves. So what they really want you to start doing right now is to shake you out and start selling, because they know it's cheap. So if they can get you to sell and drive the price even lower, then they have an opportunity to get in and buy up, which eventually will shoot the price aggressively to the upside. So they're saying that Bitcoin could drop to 2023, which will start to encourage a bit of a sell-off. If people are looking at 5K and you're looking right now at 15K, then you're looking at a 66% drop in potential value, and obviously that will be far more aggressive for altcoins. So is that potentially something to be worried about? Well, obviously, guys, if you can't afford to lose the money, well, you probably shouldn't have put that money in the first place. But ultimately, if you are in it for the long haul, I would just advise if it falls lower, then you've got opportunities to load up at cheaper prices. If you believe in crypto for the future, not financial advice, go away and do your own research. Trading is risky. Can lose all your money, and I'm not a financial advisor. If you enjoyed that video, guys, smash that thumbs up button. Get yourself into my Telegram group, link down below. It's absolutely free. There is a premium version as well, but you can get into the free one. We'll talk about that later on. And hit that subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.